The definition of entanglements is when you tangle in them sheets. That's right. For those of you that don't know, go right now, actually after you watch this video, after you like and after you subscribe to my video, go on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you use, maybe YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and search Entanglements by August Alsina, right? That song is going to be crucial to this video because I'm going to talk about it a little bit. But for those of you that don't know, the big story of the day here is Will Smith slapped Chris Rock right in the face live during the Academy Awards. And it's never been more appropriate than now for me to say, what up, cucks? You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to talk about the greatest cuck of all time today. That's Will Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be real, all right? Will Smith is a cuckold. Will Smith is a piece of trash. Now, I used to be a very big fan of Will Smith. You know, as a matter of fact, in 1997, the first CD that I ever bought was Will Smith, Big Willie style, and I still love it. You know what I'm saying? I like Will Smith. I always have. But, I mean, up until right now. But what he did last night was completely classless. And the problem is that a lot of people seem to be on his side for it, which makes me fucking sick. And he, for those of you that don't know what happened, basically, Chris Rock, he wasn't hosting the Academy Awards, but he was going to give an award or some bullshit. He was like there talking. He was like playing the part of temporary host. He makes a joke about how Jada Pinkett Smith, because she's balding, like he's like, I'll see you in G.I. Jane too. You know? Because Demi Moore was in G.I. Jane, and in that movie she shaves her dome piece. And apparently Jada Pinkett Smith has alopecia, which is a condition. From what I'm understanding now, it's an autoimmune disorder, but basically it makes you lose your hair. I think it's predominantly happens to women, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think it's like a serious disease. Like, people call it an autoimmune disease. I think in order to make it sound worse than it is, it's a hair loss disease. It might be autoimmune in nature, right? But as far as I know, there's no other risks to it other than you lose your hair. So he made fun of her for being bald, basically, right? And Will Smith walked up to the stage. Now, while he was walking up, people were like, oh, like they thought it was like a joke. They thought Will Smith was going to go there and like pretend to threaten him or something, right? But Will Smith doesn't. He goes in there and he slaps him right in the face. Chris Rock is naturally shaken up by this just because he's like, what the fuck just happened, right? He's like, and then he says, he's like, Will Smith slapped the shit out of me. Meanwhile, Will Smith is like walking back to the chair and says, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. He says it like twice, right? And Chris Rock's like, I'll do that. It was just a G.I. Jane joke. Like, relax, basically, right? Now, there is a big, big problem with this. And the problem that I have is twofold. Number one, if someone is insulted to the point where they want to attack somebody, I would never condone violence. Well, that's not true. Not never. But at this point in my life, I would never condone violence, right? Unless it's like, you know, some weird level shit. But basically, if Will Smith felt the need to attack him physically, he could have done so at the after party or whatever the case may be. The fact that he did it on TV shows, and I know this for a fact, I would bet everything I own that what I'm going to tell you right now is 100% true. Because it's going to be an estimation of what Will Smith was thinking. I believe that Will Smith, I mean, there's an emasculation that he may have felt because someone made fun of his wife. But the reality is this. Right? And a lot of people are blaming his wife like she did it. It's Will Smith's fault, motherfucks. But the reality is this. Will Smith wanted to make a point. And the point was not, you don't talk to my wife this way. That's what people are not capturing in this. The point was not, oh, you don't talk to my wife this way because, you know, she's my wife. The point was, you do not disrespect the great Will Smith. The point was, I'm Will Smith. I can do whatever the fuck I want. That was the point. The point was Will Smith letting Chris Rock know that Chris Rock is not Will Smith. That's basically it, in a nutshell. Basically, he's saying, like, I'm Will Smith. I'm a big man, and I'll hit you, right? Now, the problem that I have with this, beyond what I just said, is that a lot of people seem to be taking Will Smith's side. I've seen a similar situation pop up in the Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal debacle, right? Where Jorge Masvidal attacks Colby Covington in a bar, right, or in a restaurant. Colby Covington's one of my favorite UFC fighters right now, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to be objective, and I'm going to say this. Colby Covington beat the shit out of Jorge Masvidal for 25 minutes, right? And then Jorge Masvidal goes and attacks him. But at least Jorge Masvidal had the decency not to do it on live TV, right? That's what pisses me off. It's not that, like, I don't give a rat's ass if Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. I mean, I love Chris Rock, but, you know, I don't really care. But it's the fact that he tried to humiliate him. He did it to belittle him. You know what I mean? And when someone like Will Smith belittles someone, it's extra bad because he's fucking Will Smith. He's one of the most famous people in the world. And then afterwards, this fucking sissy, this coward, pussy-ass cuck wins the Academy Award for some goofy shit from some stupid movie no one watched. Who the hell gives a damn about Serena and Venus Williams' dad? I don't give a shit about that. It's like that other movie he made where he plays like some African guy that like realizes that football causes concussions and he's like, tell the truth. Like, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to watch this garbage. You know? Will Smith is all about that. Like, he's every couple of years he makes like a movie that he thinks is gonna win him the Oscar, and he finally won it with this shit. I bet you it's garbage. Who the hell wants to watch? First of all, if I want to watch a story of Venus and Serena Williams, who are not like retired or anything, right? I want to watch a story of their life. I don't give a damn about their dad. Oh, their dad like was there too. You know? Get the fuck out of here, you know. So he wins the Oscar afterwards, and he's apologizing out of his ass to everyone but Chris Rock. He's crying, tears in his eyes. This is a sensitive bitch. I do not like Will Smith. He is not my type of person. Now, a lot of people are like, wow, he stood up for his wife. He did this, he did that. Let me tell you something, motherfuckers. There was a point in my life when I was younger and dumber, and I thought to myself, let's say I'm walking in the mall with like my mom or something, right? And someone says, hey, your mom's a whore, right? I don't give a fuck who it is. It could be Brock Lesnar. One of us is not going home that day. One of us is ending up in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting you talk about my mom in any way, shape, or form when I'm 18 or 19. Now that I'm 30 fucking 4, I realize that the way that I used to look at life was very immature, obviously, right? Violence should almost never be the answer. But this isn't even about violence. Nobody cares about that, really. The problem is that he tried to belittle Chris Rock. He tried to emasculate him. And in some ways, did so successfully because Chris Rock didn't retaliate. I mean, what is he going to do, right? Like, become a complete monster and attack Will Smith? I mean, that's just stupid at that point, you know? But the facts are what the facts are. There's nothing brave in this case. Anyone that wants to spin this as he bravely defended his wife, or like Jorge Masvidal bravely defended his kid's honor, shut your mouth. Masvidal got his ass beat. He tried to defend his kid's honor, and he did. He stood up for himself in the actual fight. You know what I mean? That's what matters. It doesn't matter if you lose. You know, if you're at a mall and someone grabs your wife's ass or something, right? And you try to fight him, and he beats your ass, you still stood up for your wife, you know? You took the beating, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that matters is that you weren't afraid. People are going to beat your ass if you're out there fighting everybody, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Brock Lesnar grabs your wife, you better punch him in the face. You know you're not going to win, but you better do it. You know, you better defend your wife's honor, right? That's the idea that people are trying to spin this on, right? With both Masvidal and Will Smith. But here's the problem. Number one, there's different ways of doing it. In the Masvidal case, he had his moment, and he did. He fought Kobe Covington, got his ass beat for 25 minutes straight. And so that should have been the end of that. And with Will Smith, he could have done it afterwards, right? He could have done it afterwards. Maybe there was some ploy. Maybe Will Smith wanted to, like, do something outrageous. And then he's like, so if he didn't win the Oscar, he could be like, they didn't give it to me because, like, you know, like, because of that, or some bullshit, right? But the facts are what the facts are, cucks. Will Smith behaved like a monster. And more importantly, he behaved like a pussy. Meanwhile, his wife is getting plowed by August Alsina, the guy that I mentioned in the beginning. Remember him, motherfucks? Right? August Alsina is out there plowing his wife, you know what I'm saying? And writing a song about it. Writing a song about how Will Smith is a cuckold, basically. Right? And instead of being mad at August Alsina, the guy who literally banged his wife and then wrote a song humiliating him, he didn't say to August Alsina, keep my wife's name out your mouth. He didn't say that. You know why? Maybe because August Alsina doesn't play that. Maybe August Alsina will beat his ass. Who the fuck knows why? Or maybe because August Alsina is a nobody. It doesn't matter. The point is, Will Smith is more okay with his wife getting boned by younger men, you know what I'm saying, than he is with Chris Rock making what clearly was a joke. And I don't even want to talk, because that's another video all by itself, the implications of just the optics of this, right? The fact that people feel entitled to attack someone over a joke. Get the fuck out of here. It's obviously a joke. You know, this is like probably the greatest example of it's a joke. You know what I mean? There's no doubt that he was joking. It's not some random person. It's like one of the best, if not the best comedians of all time, making a joke in a context where you make jokes about Hollywood actors. First of all, what the fuck has Jada Pinkett Smith done? I've only seen her in the shitty role of Fish Mooney in Gotham for like the 3 episodes that I watched. You know, what the fuck? Why is she famous? Jada Pinkett Smith. Get the fuck out of here. Jada Pinkett Smith, kiss my ass too. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a rat's ass if this bitch is bald. I don't give a damn if Will Smith's offended. You know what I'm saying? If I were Chris Rock, I would have said, you hit worse than G.I. Jane. I would have doubled down and taken the beating if need be. I don't give a damn. Honestly, this kind of justification of people going crazy and attacking each other is insane and it's uncivilized. And let me tell you something, and I'm not going to brag or anything like that, but there's people that don't tolerate this. You know what I'm saying? There's people like Chris Rock that will take it, be professional, be a cuck, if you will. I mean, he wasn't really a cuck. He had no choice, right? And there's people that will snap Will Smith's little leg or his little neck or his little fingers. There's people out there that are like, you fucking look at them the wrong way and they'll kill you, man. You know what I'm saying? And I have the misfortune of knowing some of these people at certain points of my life, right? Somehow, motherfuckers. But the facts are what the facts are. Incentivizing this kind of behavior makes kids and people think it's okay to do this. Now, I'm not saying Will Smith should be a role model for the kids. I don't expect that from Mr. Cuckold over there. But what I do expect is to at least not try to humiliate your colleague. Not try to belittle your colleague on TV. The facts are what they are. What Will Smith did is unforgivable, in my opinion. He is a giant sissy, and that's the thing that bothers me. People are trying to spin it as if he's like this tough guy that stood up for his wife. Shut the fuck up. Like, Will Smith, probably bigger, and I don't know about stronger because he's 53, but let's say he's bigger and stronger than me, right? I would have zero intimidation fighting Will Smith because I know that kind of person. I know the kind of pussy he is. I can tell, motherfucks. I can tell. So don't try to sell this to me and other people as if he's like some tough guy. He's not a tough guy. He went and he, quote-unquote, stood up for his wife's honor against a comedian who's like 140 pounds, right? He slapped a 140-pound comedian who is less famous than he is in a stage where the entire world can see. He made a complete ass of himself. He deserves zero praise. As far as I'm concerned, Will Smith needs to go on an apology tour and go on like Ellen DeGeneres or some bullshit, not make any jokes, none of that pussy-ass shit, and just be like, look, I lost my temper. It happens. You know, I had a rough day. Like, it's okay. People can forgive. I believe in forgiveness and redemption. But I know that he knew what he was doing. I know that this wasn't just like, he lost his temper. It wasn't just that. In my opinion, it was a calculated move. Like, when he heard it, he was like, I can slap him now, and I'll really show the world what kind of a man I am. You know what I mean? That's the way that I see it playing out in his dumb little head. And with that being said, he then won the Oscar. I couldn't give a fuck about the Oscar. Nobody should. Self-congratulatory nonsense, you know? But what he did, inexcusable. Inexcusable. You know, he makes me sick. I'm disgusted by Will Smith. It makes me want to not watch the new Bel Air because I know he's like executive producer. Because I know it's going to get real sissy real fast. He almost reminded me of like the character of Will Smith in the new Bel Air, who's like this like 120-pound guy who thinks he's like a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, come on, bro. Even in LA, there's some tough dudes. So that's what I gotta say about that. Makes me sick. Will Smith can go fuck himself. He's a bitch. He's a coward. He's a pussy. And I hate him and his bald-ass wife. Fuck them both, motherfucker.